And he's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
The views expressed on this program are not the views of ZNS TV 13 and, by extension, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition. Police cracking down on criminals. Ball season kicks off with 50 Shades of Red. Luxury meets the sea. And it's sports, urban renewal, and Camp Road shoot hoops. The Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition, starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jumanita Swain, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. Thanks so much for tuning in. A busy week for members of the Royal Bahamas Police Force who took into custody several individuals in relation to a number of serious crimes. The focus heating up, particularly after 2 homicides were recorded this weekend. Our Anthony Smith leads us off tonight with the details of the Police Week in Review.
The Bahamian people are once again believing in their Royal Bahamas Police Force.
Resolute action taken by concerned citizens leading to the swift arrest of criminals on the run for dangerous crimes.
In relation to the attempted murder of a 17-year-old male who was shot at a service station on Tuesday, the 23rd of January, we have in our custody a 25-year-old male who's assisting us with that investigation.
Just one of the many alleged offenders police have swept off the street in recent weeks, telling press at their Week in Review conference that they believe they've caught the man possibly involved in the country's latest homicide.
In relation to the murder which occurred in the southern end of New Providence, because of the quick response of the police officers, that is the latest murder recorded so far for the year. We have a 26-year-old male who's in police custody, who's assisting us with that investigation.
A 17-year-old male believed to be behind the January 17th murder of Israel Gibson on Pine Yard Road, set to be arraigned on Monday. The man alleged to be behind the double shooting in Cooperstown, Abaco, also set to face a magistrate on that island. In addition to taking the purported criminals off the streets, police have also been seizing their weapons of choice, a shocking seizure taking place on the island of Eleuthera.
Police and Customs on that island, as a result of information, conducting an inspection of a pallet of goods which was transported to that island by way of cargo. Upon their examination, a quantity of drugs along with a pistol and some 31 boxes of ammunition totaling 1,499 rounds of ammunition, assorted ammunition, were seized.
These arrests and seizures, all thanks to the vigilance of the public.
Each week, I'm depending on my Bahamian people, as you've done last week. Call us, let us know where the weapons are, let us know where the drugs are, let us know the young people who are not in school so that we can deal with the issues and restore our communities.
Police imploring anyone with information on outstanding matters to contact Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Anthony Smith.
Still talking crime news, a 38-year-old man in stable condition in hospital after a police-involved shooting. It all unfolded around 5:30 yesterday evening when a male suspect, wanted for multiple fraud matters, evaded police exiting the parking lot of a business establishment on Carmichael Road in a white Honda Civic. After a short chase, the suspect was caught at the rear of a residence where the man was shot in his right leg, attempting to disarm one of the officers. Investigation operations continue. Now talking aviation, a number of local airlines have encountered mechanical issues during flights in recent weeks, raising passenger concerns. Tourism's Director of Aviation, Kenneth Romer, says all airlines are required to comply with the Civil Aviation Authority Bahamas' high safety standards.
There are inspectors who go and inspect the airlines, but internally, Bahamas Air, you have your smaller carriers, again, have strict programs when it comes to preventative maintenance. Oftentimes we see in the public domain when an incident happens, and we sometimes see the isolated incidents, but I can assure persons that safety is an uncompromising imperative, again, for the aviation ecosystem. And when there are issues, I say to our airlines, don't run away from it. Address them and resolve the issues, again, to ensure that the passengers and the crew always have a safe experience.
Well, still to come in the weekend edition, residents bawling out at Bahamar last night for a worthy cause. The details of that and other stories after the break.
ESE Distributors, the #1 wholesale beauty supplier in the Bahamas, specializing in hair products, accessories, and makeup. A variety of skin lightening products, Keratin, Natural Bright, Pawpaw, and personal toiletries, like soaps, creams, lotion, and oils. Hair products like Got2b, Red One, and everything in the Morphos line. And lots of hair. Afro Kinky, 3X Ghana, crochet hair. We deliver and ship to the Family Islands. ESE Distributors, located on Soldier Road opposite NCA.
Dozens of experienced and potential pineapple farmers here in Eleuthera listened attentively to experts from Costa Rica at a town hall meeting recently, and they're optimistic about future yields. I'm Leah Cooper, and this is Good to Grow.
Good to grow. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, and it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
Two experienced pineapple farming experts from Costa Rica graced our shores recently with a goal of improving production on Eleuthera's most iconic crop. It's all a part of an ongoing project at the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, spearheaded by consultant Shakara Lightbourne. The project started with a feasibility study ahead of the town hall meeting, and here's what Lightbourne says experts found.
I think the first thing that they need to improve on is keeping good records. Because when you have data and you have records, you're able to make better decisions, and that's in anything in life.
The meeting covered an array of topics from pest control and crop disease prevention. Some farmers in attendance shared what they learned and will be applying in the future.
I think I'm going to manage more better how I plant and when I plant slips when I receive them. Because it's my understanding that a lot of times when people get slips, you have them sitting for a while, and whilst they're sitting, they can become infected by simple mere ants.
That they are concerned with using less synthetic agrochemicals and moving more towards biological controls, biological pesticides.
Prolonged harvesting was also a topic of discussion, and it was something the farmers were particularly excited about, according to Lightbourne.
One of our experts, he says that he exports 120 containers of pineapples every week. So our farmers are very eager to get to that level of production, or interested in even getting close to that. So we are talking about a trip to Costa Rica for them to see what other countries are doing. And Costa Rica being the largest exporter of pineapples in the world, why not learn from a country like that?
She shares what's next on the agenda for this pineapple project.
Well, the next step in this project is to improve on training. I think the overall project is going to focus on improving the things that our farmers are doing well already. There are some small interventions as simple as the biosecurity, keeping your farm clean, keeping your planting material clean, good management practices. These types of things we want to focus on in terms of the training of the farmers, things that don't cost very much, but it will make a huge impact on the farms.
No, a local daily also reported last week that a pineapple farmer on Eleuthera shared some concerns for this $2.5 million project, charging that the initiative must be coupled with training and investment supporting facilities, such as testing laboratories. To that, Lightborn says this.
Just throwing money at any situation is never a good thing, and that's not what the government is doing right now. This is why I'm here as a consultant to find out information so that we can make proper decisions on how the money is to be used. We're at the planning and development stage of the project, and we wouldn't be able to design the project unless we have the information from the people who are actually on the ground. So from what we've learned, there's a lot of education and training needed, one. There's some equipment needed, two. And then there's diagnostics that needs to be done on a constant basis. So the idea is to even have small labs that we can train people on the island to be able to do certain testing in their own environments.
She says the goal is to make the country as self-sufficient as possible in this arena. Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Thanks for staying with us. Bahamians near and far turning out for one of the nation's premier events at the Bahamas Convention Center, Cable Beach, Saturday night. That's the 50th annual Bahamas Red Cross Ball, a spectacular celebration of love and hope. The black tie, one of several fundraisers to assist in the Red Cross Society's community initiatives. Our Desmond Sanders has more.
An evening of pomp and pageantry showcasing a diverse range of styles with varying tastes and preferences. Sweeping ball gowns from edgy to classic, a prestigious formal black tie, scores turning out for a worthy cause.
It's a 50th ball, so 50 shades of red, and the red represents all of the different components and facets of the Red Cross Society. That shows how expansive the work is that we do. And then, of course, just being a golden celebration, 50 years. So we decided to culminate all of that into this night, package it into what you're seeing represented here at the ball, and it's simply a spectacular thing that's happening.
President of the Red Cross Society, Edison Sumner, says this year's Red Cross Ball celebrates everything golden. This year's theme, 50 Shades of Red, a golden celebration, a milestone depicting 50 years of service to the Bahamian people.
As president, I've made some commitments and set some objectives and targets for us to achieve this year, and that includes us improving on our technology infrastructure within the organization that will make work easy and better. We're looking to engage more with our community, being our stakeholders, our members, our volunteers. We really want to get them more engaged in the process. And as we go through building upon our financial resilience, that's also going to be a strong pillar, because everything we do revolves around our resource mobilization, and that includes how we respond to disasters.
The Bahamas Telecommunications Company is this year's title sponsor. BTC's CEO, Shamir Bhatti, says his company's support was necessary.
Increased our donation from $20,000 last year to $30,000 this year. For us, as a part of our corporate social responsibility, one of our pillars is disaster relief, and that's one of the key areas that the Red Cross is focused on. And whenever people and communities are in need in this country, the Red Cross is there.
An annual event that attracts thousands around the country. This year, no different, as the Red Cross Ball Committee pulled out all the stops to make this event worthwhile.
We started the planning process approximately 6 months ago, and so tonight we are executing our team, 50 Shades of Red, a golden celebration.
Great entertainment, gifts and prizes, a memorable evening to support a deserving cause. Desmond Saunders, The Bahamas Tonight.
In other news, a second edition of the Bahamas Charter Yacht Show taking center stage over at the marina at Paradise Island, with a number of eye-catching ultra-sleek vessels of all sizes in port and looking for a party or two to book a tour. I had a chance to get up close and personal.
So the wonderful thing about this show is we've seen a great growth year over year. Last year, I think there were 49 yachts registered for the show. This year, we have well over 80.
Dock Master at the marina of the Paradise Island Resort, Obiama Knowles, speaking to the expansion the show affords the destination.
It brings brokers and managers who would book charters on these lovely yachts that you see in the marina, book their guests to come and enjoy what we have to offer in the Bahamas. So it's not only that they get to experience life on a luxury yacht, but it's also the experience of cruising the Bahamas, cruising to the Exumas, the Out Islands.
Now, Curfew 2 is just one of 80 vessels, a part of the yacht show, and we had an opportunity to chat with the captain who fills us in on what a luxury experience on this vessel would entail.
So the yacht is 105 feet. She can sleep 10 guests. We run with 7 crew, and we usually we have a 7-day itinerary starting in Atlantis and going down to the Exumas and then coming back. I'm really trying hard to expand some of the islands further afield in the Bahamas, Ragged Islands, the Southern Exumas. I love this country.
And the boat show is a key driver to the tour.
This show is very important for us to book charters for the upcoming year. So for 2024, just yesterday alone, we were able to book 2 weeks of charter. For me, for the yacht, that's $200,000 worth of income, of which 30% is going to be left in the Bahamas, which is what we use for provisioning, fuel, agents, buying flowers, using taxis, everything else. So the economic impact that we live in the Bahamas is huge, you know.
From you board the vessel, it's shoes off with the chief steward welcoming you with a cold cloth and a cool drink. Even indoors, it feels that as you move through the cabin, the decor has been carefully curated to offer modern comforts of a luxurious home out to sea. Crew member Margarita Fernandez led the tour with a look at the opulent suite and master bath, and a quick pop downstairs shared what the other guest suites offered.
The wallpaper on every room, it's super textured and colorful, so you'll get a new experience in every room, in every area of the boat. It's super youthful and colorful and textured. It's a lot of fun.
The 2024 Junior Junkanoo Parade here in the capital. Now history. Our Lloyd Allen has the results and some highlights you may have missed.
22 participating schools in the 2024 Junior Junkanoo Parade pulling out all the stops as the event showcased cultural expressions from young Bahamians across the country. From kindergarten to senior high students, the parade highlighting a number of themes all expressed through costumes and music. We spoke with a number of schools, a number of winners surfacing. Now, the overall high school and senior high winners include Anatole Rogers in third, Government High placing second, and C.V. Bethel victorious. In the juniors, 2 schools participating with T.A. Thompson in second and C.H. Reeves first. In the primary division, Carlton Francis third place, Yellowella Primary in second, and Woodcock Primary grabbing the win. For preschools, 2-2 Academy in third, Refresher for Kids in second, and the winner, 1-1 Preschool. Life for Key taking the win in the private school division and for the overall all-age school.
We have the first male principal, and there were 3 female principals performing. So we're just celebrating all of the alumni, all of the wonderful programs that we walk through, just in different programs that we have here at CD Bethel.
We wanted to create education for all of the Black Panthers, and that is what Junkanoo High represents. This year, we're reworked of the Phoenix. We're here to show up and show off in magnificent style.
We just want to set a one in the next year, and all with me out, get us represent the Timberwolves.
We had a production, Beauty and the Beast, and that's where our team came from. So you'll see heavy Beauty and the Beast influences. Our students love Junkanoo. This is not our first rodeo.
The cowgirls were displaying all the flowers. We had the hibiscus, we had the yellow elder, and indeed we had all the flowers. You name them, we had them.
Spectators also highlighting the event.
I'm glad that parents take initiative, to show children support. This is what we need. It was so important for me to be out here and represent my country along with my sister queens. And it's so important to just help the young children and support them as they represent our culture so beautifully, so vibrant. And the energy out here is amazing. If you're not out here, you missed it.
Chairman of the National Junkanoo Committee, Warren Pinder, also lauding sponsors and supporters.
We want to thank our sponsors, Sol and Scotia Bank, and we're asking, an appeal to corporate Bahamas to get involved with what we're doing, what's happening
walking out there, you can see our youth at their best, creative talent. We just need them to be able to, you can imagine that if we get more persons involved, you can see exactly what's happening.
Officials say over the next few weeks, similar junior Junkanoo parades are also set for other islands. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
In other news, Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources, the Honorable Jomo Campbell, previously paying a visit to volunteers working hard on Operation Potcake, the 6-day initiative designed to alleviate a number of strays on the streets by spaying and neutering animals. Touring the Operations Faith Avenue site on Friday, the Agriculture Minister noted just how important the initiative is, citing that having such a large number of strays on the street can also be dangerous.
We see them roaming around town in packs all early in the mornings and in the evenings, and it's something that we have to take under control because we have to ensure that not only the pets and animals are safe, but that the persons who walk the roads, who take the streets, who walk to get to the bus stop, walk around their homes and parks are safe in their neighborhood. So this initiative is extremely important, and us as the humans, we have a God-given right and responsibility to secure and take care of the flora, fauna, the pets and animals that are here in our country.
Although their goal was originally 3,000 animals, Operation Potcake officials managing to spay and neuter some 2,200 plus cats and dogs by the end of operations on Saturday. Bahamas Humane Society President Kim Arana wants the public to know that although they've ceased operations, the public can still reach out to the Humane Society and bark for free spay and neutering services up to a week after the initiative has ended.
You can phone BARK or the Bahamas Humane Society or the Operation Potcake number. We're going to be keeping that going, and we will make it happen. But also, any dog that you might be feeding who comes around your yard but you don't consider him your dog, please, we want to fix him too, because those are the ones that are going out and having tons and tons of puppies, and we've got to stop it.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on X, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook.
In the Yellow Elder Garden, Ali and her cousins listened to Grammy share tales. The 70s so sweet, with themed costumes and dancing feet. Then came the brass, reaching new heights. A symphony of Bahamian nights. The 2000s, the Yellow Elder, a symbol of pride. Grammy's legacy in view as Ali dances in her Yellow Elder costume. We are alive.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your Sunday Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. A stellar track weekend for Bahamian athletes continuing as heptathlete Ken Mullings setting a new national record and taking a world lead in the men's heptathlon, scoring 6,340 points at the Illinois Invitational this weekend. He broke his previous national record of 5,933 points. And in the process, he becomes the first Bahamian in history to clear the 6K point mark. Mullings, outside of active competition, also serving as an assistant track coach at the University of Illinois before he focuses on the Olympics later this summer. Mullings hoping to take a crack at the World Indoor Championships in Scotland from March 1st through the 3rd. From the collegiate ranks, the Texas Tech track and field team wrapped up its first road trip of the season, concluding the PNC Lenny Lyles Invite on Saturday. Bahamian Anton Andrews had a nice day at the office as he took home the 60-meter hurdles title. In the prelims, the Bahamian posted a time of 7.83 before going 7.66 in the finals. It's the sophomore's second best time of the year as he went 7.62 last week at the Corky Classic. Andrews also made his season debut in the 60-meter sprint, running a time of 6.72. He qualified for the finals but did not participate. A big day also for Bahamian sprinter Kenzie Knowles. The sophomore at St. Thomas University in Florida would win the men's 600-meter run at the Florida College Invitational in Gainesville, stopping the clock at 1 minute 24.83 seconds. They were an integral part of teaching thousands of Bahamians how to swim. Now Andy Knowles and his wife and their Let's Swim Bahamas program have written a book to help document the major accomplishments in the sport over the past 8 decades. Knowles recently presenting a copy of the book to the country's national security minister and gave ZNS Total Sports an idea of what went into making this all possible.
Okay, the book called Let's Swim Bahamas, I wrote it because of my involvement with swimming for so long. It's the history of swimming in the Bahamas since our early records that we could find from the 30s up until now. It's wrapped around the Knowles legacy in sports with sailing and swimming. So one reason I wanted to do it, because I've been swimming since I was 5, and I'm coming up for 10. And most of that time, I coached swimming, competitively swimming, up until real recently. But I started Let's Swim Bahamas some 16 years ago, and I put my passion, my energy, and my thrust into that right now.
In an effort to boost morale within the community, the Camp Road Urban Renewal hosting an exhibition basketball game in the area this week, along with residents of the community, along with the C.I. Gibson Rattlers. Top Cop, Commissioner Clayton Fernando, on hand as well to support the initiative. We caught up with a few persons after the game who spoke about its impact.
This means a lot to me. I have a daycare center in Camp Road. It's CoCare's Community and Outreach Center. We also are community keepers. The young men frequent the community center, and we encourage them, we mentor them. You know, we try to keep them out of problems. This is a great thing that the Commissioner and Urban Renewal did in the community tonight.
Yes, of course, when Urban Renewal reached out to us and asked us to participate in this tournament or little community thing, we without hesitation said yes, because again, a lot of these young men from the basketball team from C.I. Gibson are from the community of Camp Road. So it was a joy when they came and approached us just to have them play against their own community and to have this camaraderie, of course, all what's going on in our country.
That's when we get your sports on this Sunday. A check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. Before teens get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
It's time now for a check on tonight's weather forecast. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us in studio with the latest temperatures. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Jimenita. We have just a few clouds outside of our studios. Temperature a warm 80 degrees. The relative humidity at 74%. We have southerly winds at 12 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,016.3 millibars. That's 30.01 inches. And your temperatures around the Family Violence this evening: 78 in Marshall, Barbacoa, Green Key, and in Freeport, Grand Bahama. The Berry Islands also 78 degrees. Allenstown, Bimini 79, 78 in Harbor Island. Rock Island, Lutra 80 degrees. 81 in Fresh Creek, Central Andros. In Kemps Bay, they have a temperature of 85 degrees. Also Black Point Exuma at 85. Allenstown, Cat Island 80 degrees. 80 in San Salvador and Rumkey. Georgetown, Exuma 1 degree up at 81 degrees. 80 once again in Ragged Island, Cloudstown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, and Acklands. Matthewtown, Unagua 78, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 81 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight in the northwestern islands. The winds are going to be southwest to west at 10 to 15 knots, and this is ahead of a front that is approaching our area. Wave heights 2 to 4 feet. But once that front goes through late tonight or during the early morning hours, those winds will swing out of the northwest, increasing in speeds 12 to 18 knots. The wave heights fights building 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. And once that happens, we'll post caution flags for the Northwest Bahamas. Now, your high tide, that will take place at 9:45 tonight. And for the central and southeastern islands, southeast to south winds at 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And then tomorrow, Monday, in the northwestern parts of our country, we can anticipate a northwest flow at 12 to 18 knots throughout the day, wave heights 3 to 6 feet with that caution flag in place. Now, your high tide on Monday, that will take place at 9:58 in the morning with the low tide at 4:21 in the afternoon. In the central and southeastern islands, the winds continue to shift, becoming southwest to west at 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights at 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. Now we take a look at our forecast map. That front boundary now smack across southern Florida, approaching the extreme northwestern Bahamas. And as I told you, it will go through the capital during the early morning hours, and those winds will swing out to the northwest, increasing in speeds. And it will also usher in a nice chilly stream over the next several days. Satellite pictures supporting that front boundary right across southern Florida. You can see the little ribbon of cloud right there associated with not much precipitation in it. A lot of it has dried out over the last 24 hours. But as it continues to move southeast, we'll see an increase in clouds and possibly 1 or 2 brief passing showers. Forecast for tonight, increasing clouds with a shower in spots. Breezy later on behind the front, 68 degrees for your low temperature. And tomorrow, we're looking at partly sunny, windy, and mild, with a high temperature of only 73 degrees. Extended weather forecast. Beautiful weather for the next several days. Say for Friday, we'll get some clouds back in the forecast, and that's because a reinforcing front will push through on Thursday, and that will keep those temperatures in the low 60s during the nighttime, possibly some upper 50s, but certainly around Grand Bahama and Abaco, they will see temperatures in the mid-50s. Jimenita.
Thanks, Basil, and that will end the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS your #1 news and information network, as only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team, thanks for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
21st century, our resident voice cries out for the empowerment of the poor. We